Hello and welcome to another Blender tutorial. This tutorial will just be covering the basics of modeling. In the last tutorial I did camera movement, in this one it'll be how to make just very simple meshes. So what you want to do is select the cube. If it's not selected, there will not be a purple border around it, like that. And then you just hover over it and press the right mouse button to select it, and then press tab to enter edit mode. You can see down here, and when you press tab it switches between edit and object mode. So just leave it in edit mode and we can go on. These purple dots that you see here on the corners, those are called vertices. It's A vertice is essentially just a point. Two vertices filled together is an edge, and three or four filled together is a face. You can see once I've selected all these vertices here, it turns purple. If you want to select more than one vertice, just select one, hold down shift, and then select all the others. You can see down here there's four buttons. The first one is vertice select, which is selected by default, and what it lets you do is just select individual vertices. If you go into edge select, which is the one next by it, you can select individual edges without having to select each individual vertice. And face select, kind of the same thing, it just selects the whole face. Now this button here, this just hides the vertices that you would normally not be able to see. Like if it's off, you can see this corner here through the mesh, but once it's on, you can't see that vertice anymore. Alright, so I'll turn that back off. So to select every vertex in the mesh you're currently editing, just hit A. It's a very nice shortcut. Like if you have, say, four vertices selected, you can hit A to unselect everything. It just select and unselect everything. So I'll just select everything and hit S for scale. Now scaling is basically making the mesh bigger or smaller. You can see down here there are numbers indicating the differences in size along the X, Y, and Z axes. If you want to restrict the scale to a certain axis, just press Z for the Z axis, X for the X axis, and Y obviously for the Y axis. While you're scaling, you can hold down Shift to slow down the speed of the scaling if you want to get your change more precise, or Control if you want it to be. Control scales it within increments. You can see on the bottom corner with the numbers, they're going up by values of 0.1. Alright, if you like the changes you've made, press the left mouse button. If you want to undo that, you can just press the right mouse button. Alright, so it's just selecting this one face here. If you press R for rotate, you can see it just obviously just starts rotating. Once again, shift to do it, move it slower, control to do it in increments, and left mouse button to confirm, right to cancel. Now for rotating, you can see if you're looking at it on a different camera angle, it'll rotate it differently. And another trick is if you press R and then press R, you can see it's just rotating the entire mesh on just the central axis that you're looking at. If you press R a second time, it doesn't move it on a constrained axis, so you can move it however you want. And once again, control for increments, shift for slow movement. Now another tool that'll be used a lot is extruding. If I have this entire face selected at the top and I press E, it you can see this little window pops up for it asks you to choose region, edges, or vertices. If you choose vertices, it just extrudes the vertices, as in it just basically lengthens them, and they're not connected at all. If you press only edges, then it'll extrude the edges but with no face, and region extrudes the entire thing. So now you can see that, and once again with moving that, shift to move it slowly, control to move it in increments. So now the box looks taller with the entire mesh, but you can tell there are vertices here, so you can say scale them independently to make something like that. Um, to move a specific amount of vertices, just select them and press G. Obviously, shift to move slowly, control for increments, and you just move it however you want, and then press left mouse button once you've found where you want it. Now you might have seen how I selected them. It ended up bringing up a box like this. To do that, you press B, and then it just brings up a box selection tool. You click and drag it. Any vertex you caught in there will be selected. And another way is if you press B and then press it a second time, it brings up this circle. Mouse wheel to make it bigger and smaller, and hover over the vertices you want to select and press the left mouse button, right and middle mouse button to deselect them. Alright, now say you ended up deleting these these edges here, and you wanted to undo that, but you didn't realize that you can do Control Z to undo. You can select individual vertices and then press F to fill them together to form a face. Now, a face can only be formed from a combination of 3 or 4 vertices. If you try to combine any more than that, the program won't even let you. I'm not exactly sure why, but even if you look back at any video games, like old video games, you'll see all polygons are just triangles and squares. There's never anything more complicated than that. Now, from an edge, you just select 2 vertices and press F. If you want to say triangle this, you just select 3 and press F. And if you want to have this another face, just select those and press F. Now that covers about as much as I was wanting to go over. Um, if there's anything else that I'll add, I'll just add it in another video, just to keep this short and simple. So have fun, keep animating, and make what you make.